Yo! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha-ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha-ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, our Dum Dum of the day is from right here in old Hialeah. Poor form for 26-year-old Dean Young, who drove up and noticed a landscaping van parked along a street in Hialeah last week. He got out of his vehicle, ran up to it, and climbed in the back, and then somehow got locked inside. It sounds like the landscaper maybe came back to lock the van before he started working, and then Dean realized that he was all trapped and then started freaking out. So he started to scream for help, and he was banging on the door saying that he couldn't breathe. Somebody then called the cops, and they got old Dean out. The landscaper didn't want to unlock the van until the police got there because there were sharp tools inside, including machetes. Yeah, you probably want to keep that guy in there. That was probably the right move on that. So he did stay there, locked up. But it was pretty easy for them to get him. They say that he told the cops that he wasn't a thief. He was just out handing out business cards when a dog started chasing him, and he jumped into the van for safety.
Okay.
They didn't really buy that because the security camera caught the whole thing from him driving up and seeing the van to the officers getting him out. So they then arrested him for burglary and criminal mischief. It's unclear whether he was going to steal the whole van or just thought he could snag some of the tools and some of the equipment. The homeowner with the security camera said, I think it's funny. It's a dumb crook. I guess now he's watching the news from inside of the jail.
It is crazy to me when there are cameras around and people still go in to steal and break.
Yeah, I mean, there are cameras pretty much everywhere. You got to figure that. I mean, you don't want to commit your crime and then look around and be like, hey, were there any cameras? Because, yeah, it's too late. They already got you on that.
Well, even when they know there's a camera there, they'll even look in the camera and go, whatever.
Okay, well,
it's crazy.
That means you're a dum-dum, and they're going to bust you. Here's some of the neighbors talking about the experience.
I guess the gentleman was trying to steal his things, but unfortunately, he got locked in.
He can't breathe.
He was saying, get me out of here. I can't breathe. He would say, Papi, help. Because there was, machetes inside the truck, and he could have just come out and hurt anybody. So they left him in there. I think it was kind of actually funny. I call us a dumb crook. Yeah, I guess now he's watching the news and inside the jail.
Okay. Well, how about these crooks? And that's what I'll call them. It was a family from Ireland that was on vacation in Sydney, Australia, and they ordered a lot of really expensive food. They went for stuff kind of like the tomahawk, and things like that. They're going to cost a good bit of money, that tomahawk steak.
Oh, yeah.
They got some entrees, some drinks, and apparently ran up a nice $600 bill at the Pony restaurant. And then they said, yeah, there's hair all in our meal. We're not going to pay for this. Well, they actually pulled up a camera and they saw the dad pulling out armpit hair and dumping it all over his food. And the problem they had, they came back and they said, this is blonde hair. Nobody in our back area cooking has any blonde hair. They all have dark hair. So where did it come from?
What a terrible strategy.
Yeah, he became agitated. Then he went nuts, basically, when confronted and refused to pay any portion of the bill whatsoever. So just to get him out of there, management waived the entire amount just to end the disturbance. And then guess what? They went to a nearby venue and did it again.
Well, that's a whole thing now, scamming at restaurants where people are bringing stuff and putting it on their food and going, I found a metal bolt in my steak.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. I just can't believe that's your thing. And that's what they do on vacation. Come on, man. That's crazy. And the fact, too, the police said they were notified, but they said, really, there's not a lot we can do. To me, that's stealing.
It is stealing.
Insane. I mean, you've gotten something that you didn't deserve. Oh, there's another really bad tourist. This angry British dude was apprehended after destroying a row of check-in kiosks during a violent airport rampage in Hong Kong. The viral video shows him knocking over and smashing check-in kiosks with a metal pole. A lot of stunned travelers looked on. Of course, people were making a video of him. He finally was arrested after the outburst, after he damaged about 10 different kiosks. Here's a bit of the audio from the video. he was going off on that thing. Crazy. There's a woman in New York who was employed by the state's Department of Transportation who stole thousands of pounds of asphalt. Okay.
I mean, it's probably going to sell it.
Yeah, I would imagine that's what it is. I don't know what the black market's like for asphalt these days, but she was going to go for it. There's a 19-year-old that needed surgery after swallowing a bottle cap while playing beer pong. Thankfully, he didn't choke on it. I guess it went all the way down his windpipe and into his tummy. They had to go get that thing out.
Do you have to pass that, or do you have to, they go in there?
I think that was it. That's why they went in there, because they're like, they didn't want to trust him passing that, because that could be real. That could wreck his colon.
There are some people, though, that do swallow some odd things that stay in the body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If Virginia was here, she'd grossly tell you in detail what happens.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she always
the mucus
does.
and all that, yeah. Mm-hmm. There is a school employee in Indiana that's facing serious criminal charges after investigators say she had inappropriate relationships with students. Police arrested a school secretary accused of having sex with 2 male students, both minors in separate incidents. The encounters happened off campus but stem from relationships that developed while she was working at the school. The school secretary's husband is the one who first uncovered one of the alleged relationships because he found explicit messages on her phone between her and one of her students. And he's like, he turned that in. So it triggered an investigation that ultimately resulted in her arrest and the additional allegations involving the second student.
There are so many cases like this. It's insane.
It really is that women make that run through teenage boys like that. Well, they say a mother left her young children alone inside a rideshare for hours in Sunrise. She ordered an Uber, then left her children, all under the age of 10, inside the vehicle while she went into a nearby location. And instead of just a quick errand, she was gone for several hours. Kids are just chilling in the car, and the driver's like, what's going on? So he contacts police. They show up, and she was later arrested, is now facing child neglect charges. So, you can't just have your Uber driver babysit your kids forever. It's not how it works. I guess she thought you could.
You better tip well.
You would think. Absolutely. And you ever thrown away something that you need?
At least once a month, at least.
They say there's this guy in southern Italy that accidentally threw away 20 gold bars worth about $142,000.
If you're doing multiple things and maybe you're not sleeping well, you can do some weird things and throw away some weird stuff.
Luckily, they had some cameras of him throwing the gold bars away, so they were able to kind of figure out where it went, and they had to take several hours just sifting through garbage, but they were able to find the box, which was damaged, but still contained all the gold bars.
I mean, 3 of your stories had the camera being pretty much the main reason why. You were saying earlier, there's cameras everywhere. This one, it helped them out.
That's pretty much it. They do a ton of stuff to save you. And there's a lot of viral videos of kids getting stuck in those claw machines. Happened again on Saturday.
I know. And do those claw machines really ever work?
No, not really. They're set on limp grip.
They got a limp grip. They do.
Yeah. I know Denny's all about grip strength. They don't have it in those claw machines. Yeah, the mom, Meg King, she said she looked away for about 15 seconds, and then Cooper pretended to play with the arcade game, and then she crawled right up the tube, and then he wouldn't come out. She's like, well, come back out the way you did, and he wouldn't do it, so they had to call the guy who runs the game from the vending machine company with the keys to let the kid out.
Get the claw.
Yeah, that was it. I guess you don't get your kid unless you get the claw to fish him right out of there.